Words hold power. In fact, a single conversation could become a foundation of great wealth. It means that things you say and how you say it hold a great impact on how your mind would work. Words may be a simple representation of how you see the world, but it can become a major determining factor in whether or not you can reach your financial goals. When you wire your brain in a poverty-based way, you only identify problems but do not come up with solutions. Well, let me tell you that rich people do not think like that. They guide themselves to come up with answers and solutions. They just don't spurt out words, but they also act on it. Would you like to do that as well? In today's video, you will be discovering how rich people are different from the poor. Let's get started. Number 1. Poor people always complain. When someone arrives late, one would tend to exaggerate and overreact with the time wasted. They would complain without asking the why question, and then being impatient kicks in. You lose your cool and you become critical with others. However, when met with such a situation, you should determine how helpful that mishap could be. It could even be beneficial for you. This has become the mantra of the rich people. They have mastered the art of being indifferent to what is being thrown at them, but would only focus on how to get the situation resolved with the resources they have on deck. It does not mean that they do not complain, but they see things in a different perspective, diverting their energy and attitude into managing the whole situation with level-headedness. Poor people could learn from them in a sense that they could focus more on the things that they could control and not waste their resources on things that are out of their reach. Number 2. Poor people often compare. Comparing and complaining are related to each other. They bring negativity and pessimistic vibes for our mental health. When you compare yourself to others, you spend your energy trying to knock them out instead of helping them in achieving something. Instead of giving them a helping hand, you become jealous of the progress they have reached, and you become competitive. It's good to look up to others for motivation to become better versions of yourself, but if you have ill intentions of bringing them down, think twice. This may be the reason that's stopping you from achieving your financial goals because you tend to compare. Well, rich people never compare, but they welcome every opportunity with arms open wide while making the most out of it. They create and build new opportunities for themselves and others by having a positive mindset. Life will never be fair, so break the habit of negative thinking and focus on utilizing what life has offered you at the moment. Number 3. Poor people are being all-knowing. Want to brag all you want? Want to show off how confident you are with everything? Well, think again. An African says, "A wise man never knows all. Only fools know everything." Rich people have reached the place where they are now because they know when to listen, when to keep quiet, and when to share solutions and ideas. They have an advantage because of this type of attitude they have. You can learn from experiences and you can be your own teacher, but you should never assume that you know everything. Be teachable. Others may know something you don't, so learn from them. Impart lessons to others and gather lessons from others. You can always ask others about topics you have a difficult time understanding, and they could teach you in simpler terms. When someone superior to you asks for ideas, it does not mean that they do not have an idea of their own, but they want to learn from others. Better yet, others may have grand ideas that are worth trying out. Jack Welch quotes, "Keep learning. Don't be arrogant by assuming that you know it all, that you have a monopoly on the truth. Always assume that you can learn something from someone else." Number 4. The "I can't do this" or "I don't have time" mentality. This may be the biggest difference between the rich and the poor people. Mindset. Rich people know how strong their mentality is and that they could use it to their advantage. On the other hand, poor people always think that they can't do it, and they would think of reasons to bring themselves down. The first step in reaching whatever goals you have is to reshape the way you think. Before they became rich, these tycoons were just like you, but they had the grit, mindset, and their willingness to succeed, allowing them to pave their way to financial independence. When you are tempted to find reasons for not doing something, or if you're scared of failing, think about how there's always a time for "I will try again." This is the main reason why people do not reach their full potential, because their minds are clouded with negativity, enabling them to think outside the box. Another factor why you're still poor today is the excuse of not having enough time. The point of this video is to help you realize the things that stop you from becoming rich. You say you're tired because you're occupied with insignificant things. Most of the time, they don't even bring progress into your life. Rich people have an advantage over you because they know when to spend their time wisely. They choose to do tasks that make them productive and that will give them results in the long run. Learn how to do that too. Do not waste your time. Choose what is beneficial for you. This is Financial Intellect, where we promote that to be finance savvy, we are your buddy. Before we move on to the next one, I'll give you some time to subscribe to the channel and like this video if you loved the video thus far. Please leave a comment below if you found this video interesting and informative. Let's continue on to the next reason. Number 5. Poor people think they're too late to make new goals. Most people believe in the idea that once you hit retirement, you can't do anything anymore. They disregard the idea of making new plans or have another dream to look forward to. Well, let me tell you that it's never too late for such goals, and only poor people think in such a way. Rich people do not set an expiration date for their goals and aspirations. Even if others perceive that they are too old to do such things, they just shift their focus on achieving what they want. For them, age is just a number. As long as you're healthy, alive, and kicking, then you're good to go. Believe that you will achieve it and it will be yours. Learn to embrace what life has to offer. Number 6. Poor people think that they just got lucky. One misconception you may have with rich people is how they are just lucky to have arrived to where they are now. You may say how luck was on their side and how it was not the same with you. If you look at it, the journey from rags to riches was not easy, and they had to use whatever they had to achieve something. Do not blame your negligence on luck, because everyone has a fair chance in life. Even if you may be born with a silver spoon or not, the idea still stands. The rich will not remain rich if they neglect their responsibilities. What we don't see behind the scenes is them doing everything they can from what they have. Stay truthful to yourself, even when you experience failure. Rest if tired, but never give up. Success is not based on pure luck. It is about managing thoughts, focused attention, and deliberate action. Number 7. Poor people think that they can do it themselves. Poor people have yet to understand that success comes from corporate effort and help from other people. They believe that success only comes by doing it yourself and with only small risks. But they are truly wrong with that. They do not realize that through that kind of mindset, they are hindering their wealth from growing. With that, if you want to achieve your goals, you have to learn to trust people, because you're not the only person in the world who knows how to do that task. You have to divide it with the people you're working with, and surely you will gain better results. Number 8. Poor people are always afraid of taking risks. Poor people perceive risk-taking as a dangerous thing to do. Whenever someone brings up the topic, they try to change and dodge the subject while making excuses. However, rich people love to take risks. They understand that they will never know the outcome until they take the risk. They see it as an opportunity for growth and to achieve greater heights. But they don't just dive in mindlessly. They try to understand the pros and cons and identify if it's promising or not. After doing so, it is now time for them to decide to take the leap of faith without fear. These are the reasons why you're not succeeding. You may have the habit of thinking negative things without even starting yet. What reason has been keeping you from moving forward? Comment down below. That's it for this video. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell for you to be notified whenever we have new videos up. A gentle reminder from Reid Hoffman. The fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with people who are already the way you want to be. Adios, financial buddy!